Hi everyone, happy Sunday. My name is Mayaman and I'm a first year medical student at the Medical College of Georgia, and I'll be giving this week's update on April 11th, 2021. In Georgia, there's been a general decline in the number of COVID cases and deaths seen, with projected trends continuing to show decrease. Since the last 2 weeks, there's been an increase of 10,000 cases and 500 deaths. Nationally, there continues to be a surge in some states, with an increase in cases and hospitalizations, especially in younger people, while deaths continue to decrease, as reported by Dr. Rochelle Walensky, Director of CDC. This is most likely again teamed with spring break travels and loosening of COVID-19 restrictions in some states. The daily number of vaccine doses administered continues to rise, with about 27.3% of the U.S. population age 18 and up fully vaccinated, and at least 117 million people in the U.S. receiving their first dose. About 61% of the U.S. population age 65 and up are fully vaccinated. It has also recently been reported by Dr. Walensky that the UK coronavirus variant, B.1.1.7, is now the most common variant circulating the U.S., particularly in California, Michigan, Colorado, Minnesota, Massachusetts, Florida, and Georgia. Data and trends in COVID appear to be complicating as we see rises in cases, hospitalizations, and vaccinations, and declines in deaths nationally. But we continue to encourage both those vaccinated and not vaccinated to wear masks and stay socially distanced. On Friday, the U.S. Supreme Court has voted against California's COVID-19 restrictions in a 5-4 vote regarding a rule that currently limits both religious and non-religious gatherings in homes to no more than 3 households. Chief Justice Roberts joined the court's 3 liberal members in dissent, and the majority claimed that California violated the Constitution by disfavoring prayer meetings. In other news, Governor Brian Kemp's COVID-19 order took effect this past Thursday, April 8th, loosening COVID restrictions in Georgia. Restaurants and bars are now allowed to go back to full capacity without the need for tables to be 6 feet apart, and there is no longer a ban on gatherings of more than 50 people. This order has received mixed reactions, as public health experts state that the main concern is getting as many people vaccinated as possible before summer arrives and maintaining masks and social distancing in the meantime. Kemp has stated that his order is part of an effort to show that Georgia is open for business. On Friday, Pfizer has asked federal regulators to authorize its vaccines for children as young as 12. Currently, Pfizer is the only vaccine authorized for teens 16 and 17 years old, with Moderna and Johnson & Johnson still conducting studies in this age group. Pfizer claims that their recent clinical trials has shown that it is both safe and effective in the younger age group, and with recent COVID surges in states like Minnesota and Michigan, with youth sports being the primary driver for new case outbreaks, this would be a vital move in the right direction to approaching herd immunity in the U.S. The U.S. Food and Drug Administration will be the one to take this next step by further reviewing Pfizer's data for approval. In some good news, CDC has recently awarded Georgia nearly $96 million to expand access to COVID-19 vaccines, focusing mostly on underserved communities. We continue to see how COVID-19 has disproportionately affected racial and ethnic minority communities, and 75% of the funding will go specifically to these communities for vaccine efforts. 60% of the funding will support local health departments, community health centers, and community-based organizations. This award comes from the $1.9 trillion American Rescue Plan and Coronavirus Response and Relief Supplemental Appropriations Act, a federal legislation for U.S. COVID-19 relief signed into law by President Biden last month. CDC has stated potential uses of the funds include training trusted community members for door-to-door canvassing to promote vaccines and help make appointments, as well as hiring health workers to provide culturally competent bilingual health care through educating the public and helping communities obtain the vaccine. These are my references, and thank you for tuning into this week's updates. Be sure to follow our Instagram for more updates on COVID-19, and we hope you have a safe and warm week.